My name is Darey Art-Alade. I'm a singer. I don't know. I'm a creative singer, songwriter, producer sometimes, entrepreneur, entertainer, director. I don't know. I'm a man of many parts. Dad, husband, etc., etc. I come from a family of music, so to speak, or of creativity. From my late dad to my late mom. My dad was a jazz musician originally, and also a TV personality and a TV producer. My mom was creative in her own way. Professionally, she was a linguistics expert who used to train flight announcers and air hostesses and people like that. But culturally, I mean, she was she was born into the rich Yoruba culture and was an expert at doing oriki. And for those who may not understand what oriki means, check the subtitle. And she loved to sing. And in fact, they met in a choir. I think it was in like a Radio Nigeria choir or something like that. So, I mean, the rest, as they say, is history. I have members of my family from both sides who have ventured into music, from being pianists to choir masters and organists, etc., etc. So the heritage is there, both the close family and the extended family. I don't know, maybe it's just the passion for making things happen. I guess creating things from out of nothing, or I think it's really the thrill of the process, the thrill of a blank canvas, and knowing that you can paint a picture using colors or notes, which can, I mean, over the years I've learned that it can have impacts positively and negatively, on anyone, especially a human subject. So it's just understanding and appreciating the power that creativity carries, and just harnessing it and using it to the benefit of people around you. So from your fans as listeners for your music, and then as a creative director to your clients, while you're conducting B2B services and trying to provide solutions to the myriad of problems that clients always have. And just reaching in deep inside and finding that extra something, to use to cause a change. How would I describe my music? As a genre specific definition, I'd say it's African soul. Before it used to be more soul R&B, and all that. But culture has been, rearing its head even stronger than ever before. So I'd say African soul and R&B, which by definition is for those who have feelings, so it's really all about emotions, and that's the kind of music I believe I make. But of course, because of my love for music, and over the years I've been able to appreciate and also show dexterity in crossing genres, and but predominantly. It's absolutely random. It's really about the feeling. It's just like saying, oh, how do you make songs? Some people prefer to create the music first and then write to the music. Some people have a melody in their head and then, hum, 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 and then write a story and start to record it and all that. So it really, really, really depends. It depends on where I am. It depends on who's around me. Depends on, what I'm trying to achieve, And if I'm not as strong, or as proficient in a particular genre or in a particular direction that I'm hoping to go to, I never hesitate to reach out and build a team of support, to either write or to bounce off ideas and create. That whole process is even more fun when you're creating with other people with like minds or similar or even better proficiency at what you're doing, so you can learn, and also share. So that whole process is always exciting. So there's no set way. It's really about how I feel, and if I'm not feeling it, then nothing's happening. So as a creative.
With any drinks that you may require. Refreshments are available throughout the flight. We recommend that when seated, you keep your seatbelts fastened. You may leave your seats when you wish.
I think I always knew that I'd do music, but for the longest time, well, I think the earlier part of my youth, I thought I'd be a pilot. Because my mom used to work at with FAN, the Airports Authority, like I said, as a linguistics training officer. And after school, literally almost every day after school, I'd go hang out in my mom's office. And they had everybody there, from the trainers to the firefighters, doing their trainings, etc. And they had a huge field, and it was right next to the airport. So much so that any plane that flies across, I know what kind of engine, is running on, or what kind of plane it is, and all that. I was probably consuming a lot of aviation fuel too from overhead flying, but maybe that's what changed my mind. But music happened, and I don't think it was conscious. But early on, by the time I got into secondary school, it really manifested. Joined the choir. I got more social, and the rest is history. Yeah. I think what I want to leave behind, really, or what would be said about me is how I dreamt of, how I lived my dreams, so to speak, to realizing that anything it is that I can imagine or I can think about, I've done it and I've surpassed it. And hopefully with that, apart from anything else, first and foremost, that story or that experience is able to be looked at and learned from, or motivates or inspires somebody to, realize that, if this guy doesn't have two heads now, if he can do it and come from, from nothing. It's not like I had a wealthy, privileged silver spoon background, but I had what was much more than money, or what much more than gold. And that's the good name that the family had, that I've tried to keep going, and just be known to have impacted, positively, especially positively, and you can inspire people in so many ways, by being yourself, by behaving properly, by being well spoken, by being caring, by checking up on other people. In fact, I call some people sometimes and they feel so bad that this guy, you beat me to it again, and just calling for nothing, just to see how someone's doing, or how. So it's those little things, and then the music, and being able to make music that, transcends time, that's timeless and remains classic.